This video is going to introduce you to the MAEGIC Accounts Manager app. Now, I've wanted to write this app for quite some time, but I've been putting it off because I couldn't think of a way to prevent myself or any of my administrators from decrypting everyone's data on our end. Well, while working on another app, I came up with this idea for a client-side data decipher which secures everyone's data, so I decided to finally write this. In order for you to understand my method, let me explain a bit how encryption works first. Okay, this is a diagram that shows how some ISPs encrypt data. You can see here that this particular ISP is using a key generator to generate unique keys to use for their encryption process. This is a very secure method, but the problem is that if they store these keys used for the encryption on their servers, well then some of their network administrators have access to them and they may be able to decrypt your data. Now what I have done is I have replaced this process here in light green with my data decipher method so that we don't store any of the keys used for your encryption in any of our databases. So switching back to the app here, let me explain a little more about the method that I came up with. Right here, this is where you're going to supply your data decipher, which is really the key that I use for the first encryption. I guess the easy way to think about this is like a password to unlock all of your information. Now, I'm going to use demo 123, and I'm going to click on apply, and you'll notice when you supply your decipher that it enables the add account link up here. But first let me explain this temp cookie option, because when you're adding all your accounts, you're going to want to use this so you don't have to keep typing in your data decipher right here. So when you check this box, what it does is it creates a cookie with your data decipher, and what a cookie is it's basically just a file on your computer that contains information. And by default I set that cookie to expire after 45 minutes, so after 45 minutes it's destroyed. It removes the file from your computer, or you can remove it immediately by unchecking this box. Now for the demo, I'm going to keep this box checked, and then I'm going to come up here and then click on add account. So when adding accounts, the first option you'll see is this category here. This is for people who have many accounts, and it's a way for them to filter out accounts that they don't want to see. Let me show you how that works. I'm going to click add here, and you'll see it gives me another window to add a category. Now, let's say I want to keep track of all my social accounts, so I'm simply going to call this category social accounts. This app also keeps track of the last time you logged in with your account, so if you wish to be able to order your accounts within this category by the last login, you're going to want to check this box here, which I'm going to do. Then I'm going to click add new category. Okay, now that I've added that category, you'll see that it's available to be selected in this drop down list here, which I'm going to select. Okay, moving on, I'm going to add a fake Facebook account, so I'm simply going to call this account Facebook. Okay, now let me explain which data I'm encrypting here and which data I'm not. I am not encrypting the category, the account name, or the account notes, and the reason I'm not encrypting that is so that you can search for your accounts for that. You can't search encrypted data without the key, and because my method doesn't save your key, I am unable to search your login URL, your email address, your account login, or your password because it's encrypted, and I have no way to decrypt it on my end. So that is why I am not encrypting these three categories. So moving on here, let me add the rest of this fake information. A login URL, I'm going to use a fake email address. Now, if you log in with your email address, that's why I got this marked optional. You don't have to put it there. So let me explain this random checkbox here. You'll see when I check this, will automatically generate a random password for you. So if you want to start using strong passwords for all your accounts, this is a good way to do that. You'll see if every time you check it, it just takes a random case-sensitive letter or a number and then generates a password with it. Now it doesn't have special characters, but if you want to use special characters, if the app allows special characters, let's say I want to add a question mark, I can just throw that in there and then hit save. But before I do that, I'm going to add a note real quick, just so I can show you the search feature. And then like say if you got multiple accounts, like say you got multiple Facebook accounts. I don't know why you would have multiple Facebook accounts, but say you do. If you check this box, it'll keep this login URL so you don't have to keep adding it. I'm not going to check that because I want to add a different account and show you this. So I'm going to add this account, and I'm going to add a couple more accounts just for demo purposes, so bear with me here. I'm going to add a new category. I'm going to call this finances, and I'm not going to check the login so I can order by login so I can show you how that works. I'm going to call this my bank and throw in a fake URL here and use my fake email, generate a random password, add account. Oops, I forgot to add the category. Okay, now let me add another one here. I'm going to finances, let's call this one credit cards. And another fake URL, my fake email, random password, and add account. Okay, let me show you the filter. You'll see that because I didn't select that order by login option for the finances, it doesn't have the login, but it does for social accounts. So if I select social accounts by login, it would have the accounts ordered by the login, my last login, which you can click on that to set the date now. There's also, if you click on this, if you click this login URL, it opens a new window, which it happened on my other screen so you couldn't see it, but that also resets the date to now. So that's the order filter. Now let me show you the search. You can search by Facebook or by the account name, or remember the notes I put in there. If I start typing the business, because I put that in the notes, it'll show that account. If I hit search, it'll show that account. Okay, let me go back to all here. I'm going to go to account name, ascending, and it shows all my accounts again. Alright, a couple final things here. Up in the left hand corner, you'll see that this is where we keep track of the entries. Now this is the max entries you can have for the plan you're on, and this is how many you're using. Now you'll see that this says 5 and you only have 3 accounts, but this also includes categories as a data entry, which they are. So 2 categories, 3 accounts, that's 5 data entries. So let's say you want to upgrade this. Up here in plans and pricing, this is where you can upgrade your plan. So you click on that and it's going to show all the plans. This may be different. I might change this since I'm just launching this now. But this is where you will see that my account is confirmed, so I am on the confirmed plan, and it allows me 10 data entries. So let's say I wanted to upgrade this. I would just click on, say I want to do the $9.99 a year, and now the subscriptions, MAEGIC subscriptions work on, you got to have a balance in order to renew them or subscribe to them. So you'll see up here my balance is 0, so it's going to suggest that I make a deposit. Well, it's going to require me to make a deposit before I can subscribe to the plan. So whenever you make a deposit for your MAEGIC balance to increase, we automatically take out the fees that our processor takes. So in this case, PayPal takes 2.9% plus 30 cents to make this deposit. So we automatically work that into our calculation to let you know what we suggest that you make, deposit you make in order to cover those fees. And that suggestion is automatically in this text box. So to make it easier for you, if you click on make deposit, it'll automatically have the amount you should deposit in order to cover that subscription. So to get to your subscriptions, there's a link here up top, or you can go through my account as well to get you to renew your subscriptions and see when they expire and everything. So I'm going to go back to Accounts Manager here. Okay, now the final thing, this is very important. After you've gone through and added all your accounts, or whenever you add a new account, it's very important to print your information so that you have a backup. So let me show you that again. It's this print link right here. So when I click on that, first thing it's going to ask me is to supply my data decipher. So when I click on that, what it's going to do is pop up with a print screen to allow me to print all my account information. Now you don't see it, but my data decipher is also up top here, so it'll print that out as well, so you can remember that. The video, I'm only capturing part of this window, so you can't see it, but it is up there. So that's very important to do. When you're done adding your accounts, you add new accounts, click on print, print it out, keep it someplace safe just in case, like say a tornado devastates the data center and you won't have access to this app while we're getting everything back online someplace else or something like that. So just keep your information printed. Very important. Let me show you what happens if you don't have your demo Decipher, if you try to provide one that's not correct. I'm going to just take the 1, 2, 3 off and hit apply, and you'll see now everything is invalid Decipher. Invalid Decipher. You can't manage anything, you can't delete anything. So I can't stress enough, try to make it really clear right here. Do not forget or lose your Decipher. Very important. When you supply the correct one, your account information comes back. The only way you can get this information is if you have this data Decipher. So that is the MAEGIC Accounts Manager app, and I hope it helps.